I've been Jeff here, another one of these AI topic videos, and I've been again. I'm watching what's happening in LinkedIn. Respond to a lot of position, kind of a posts that are coming up there, and on all that. And one of the things I've seen come up in the past few days is the concern. This may have been actually over in the it may have been in the NIST risk management framework comments, or it may have been another one, the new book that's coming at AI Ethics. I mean, there are so many things coming out right now. It's hard to keep track of where I saw the post, right? That's why I do these videos, to actually remind myself where I've seen them. But this one I can't remember because it's just it's a couple days back. So, but there was a specific comment in one of the other previous posts about the struggle of authentic data versus synthetic data, right? Now, have made a post, I made another video on generating synthetic data for training as a way to kind of bootstrap the creation of training data. And there's a whole video on that topic, which I think has its own benefit in its own way for that, because usually you want to do it to be able to train models to see things, okay? So that's one thing. But then there's a whole thing of what is authentic data and what is synthetic data. And now there's a whole thing of using, you know, AI app or generator or generative AI detection things. I haven't even made that video yet. I gotta make that one too. Um, but now I think the comment I want to make specifically here, and these are all kind of, they're orbiting, they're all kind of, we're finding out, we're discovering it. It's Oleg Dulin's post. He that has been made just recently, like 17 minutes ago. So about the primary use case of GPT, sorry, is essentially SEO, that is search engine optimization. But then the concern, and he said his concern that stands for is that really is it makes sense, is that there will be a contamination of the internet with inauthentic content or non-authentic content. And then search engines will need to adapt to remain useful. And I think this is a key point. I think you're on it here. This whole thing of authentic data versus synthetic data, putting aside the fact of training the models with synthetic data or using synthetic data to be able to create new data for testing. That's I think there's a valid topic for that in R&D, right? But having data that has been generated and you don't know where it's come from, right? Because you haven't detected it. And then just putting it out there, right? And not cleaning it up. That's an issue, right? And I made another video just on the cleanup effort of AI app generated data. So made another video on that topic and the ethical issues of that, of hiring a lot of people in low cost countries to do this, right? And kind of exploiting that. I mean, I made a whole other video on that topic too, but all this is kind of related, right? This creates but here, what you're getting at, I think, is what happens when the internet, web pages or whatever sources of content contain non-authentic generated data, right? By AI apps, whatever, and that it's polluting. It's kind of like it's the same thing we've always talked about of using automatic translation systems for machine translations to translate web pages and not clean them up. And then you've got the web pages that Google and others are scraping to be able to train the systems to be able to translation. You're polluting the data that's going to be used to train to do on the translate. It's the same problem, right? It's the same problem. It's just here it's different because it's the same problem because now with the neural machine translation, it's so fluid you don't know if it is now. It's exactly the same problem with NMT, neural machine translation, for translation of populating web pages of that, and they don't know what it is anymore because it looks fluent, right? But it's got a lot of inaccuracies. And here it's the same thing. It sounds fluent, but it's got a little inaccuracies. It's non-authentic content. These are these are things that I think we're going to have a lot. This is going to, this is gonna, I talked about, I can know the whole, oh, sorry. I can know the whole video just on the potential lawsuits that will come out of all this. So we'll see about that. But this, I think we've got some areas that will have a lot of debate and potentially other downstream consequences. Let's just say it that way. But let's see where it goes. Yes, there it goes. And a lot of it, but what's really good about this, I think I think what's really encouraging about this is the community is taking a very huge, the computational linguistics NLP industry. A lot of people in the industry are really focusing on the ethics of this and all that. It's not like, there are a couple people just saying, hey, calling out and stuff. This is just, it's all over, right? I think there are going to be a lot of conferences on it, a lot of books, a lot of articles, a lot of roundtables, a lot of webinars that will be bringing this up to make people aware of what it is. And then it's going to, we'll see where this goes, right? So thanks for the post. That actually came off with you citing someone, Jessica, who was an SEO consultant, and look at that. So, I mean, we're seeing the application areas that this could have consequences in. Thanks so much.